Welcome back to the Steampunk project. I'm Nate Adams, also known as Nate the House Whisperer, and today we're going to be looking at the air sealing on this project. All right, you know things are getting serious because the toilet's off the front porch. Air sealing is super important if you want to keep a house comfortable and healthy. A tight house doesn't allow heat, air, and moisture to come in and out of the house, so we want to get the house tight. So air leakage is measured with the blower door, which is the big fan you see behind me. That either blows air out of the house or blows air into the house, and that pressure creates leaks so that you can figure out where the problem spots are. The easiest way to think of this in my mind is a ratio of the square footage above grounds to what the blower door says. I find that when you get the ratio to 1:1, houses get really controllable. You can have the HVAC actually keep the house really comfortable. So this is about a 900 square foot house, so I definitely want to get the leakage under 900. It's currently above 3,000. I talk about this in my book, the Home Comfort book, and so here's a little graphic from that. The house is actually still relatively leaky despite the fact that it's spray foamed. So it's really important that the job gets done well on this, and I love how the contractor did the work on this house, but I also wanted to leave this piece of work for myself. I don't know quite how low we'll get, and we're going to find out by the end of this video. So the tools we're going to use today are the blower door behind me, and then I've got an infrared camera which attaches to my phone and lets you see hot and cold, which is really cool. And then I also have this smoke pencil, and this lets you see where the leaks are as well. All right, so a couple places that I know will be leaking are around the windows, top and bottom of the walls, and in the corners. So let's take a look and see what they look like. It's 2 days later, and we've spent a whole lot of time and a whole lot of material getting this little house sealed up. And I want to point out a couple of things that we did. So first off, we're going to look at this section up here. It's just this little weird framed section that I didn't even notice it when we were first doing it. But this little thing here was 250 points on the blower door, which is remarkable for one leak. Okay, so one of the other big spots that we had to deal with was behind this stud was a 4" by 4" hole that needed to get filled in, and there wasn't a big enough gap there to put the big foam in. So it took 2 of these just to fill the little gap, and it was just from about here to about here was 2 cans of this foam. So this was another one of the key things that we had to deal with, and there were a bunch of these. All the corners of this house had issues like this. All right, and then the next thing is we needed to get to the top of the wall here. So see how this has 2 plates, it's 2 top plates. This is the top of the wall, but in between here was quite leaky. And then note that we had to caulk up here as well. And then we sistered joists because this house really needed some help on the structural front. And this was also a leak here at every one of these points all the way around the house. So the big gaps get foam, the small gaps get caulk is the general rule. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what all that work got us. Let's start up the blower door. I just got to set the pressure and hit start. All right, so right about 1,300. Old houses like this have framing that will drive you bonkers and make it really hard to get it super tight. And also there's diminishing returns. Like we spent a day and a half getting it to this number. I can spend another day and a half or 2 days maybe getting it to the 900. So at some point you just call it good enough. And I feel like this is there. This house is going to be super comfortable, and it's going to be very inexpensive to operate, and I can manage the indoor air quality really well. This is plenty good enough for what I need on this project. All right, well, I promised warts and all. There you go. That was not the number I was hoping for. such is life. So if you want to learn more, though, about this, because this is really just an introduction that we're doing here, take a look at the Home Comfort book. A huge chunk of it is free at NateTheHouseWhisperer.com. And if you want to learn how to seal your house up with all the specific things that it has, take a look at the air sealing course, which is also at NateTheHouseWhisperer.com. So I am Nate the House Whisperer. Please like, subscribe, click the bell, and share this with people. And if you have any questions, please post in the comments and I'll tackle them.